These then are all simulations, and you can change different aspects of these, and then look at new angles. You can check answers, and just kind of play around with it. So hopefully this is, I just just pulled up an example of that's a more interactive module that's online. And so you have those so we have those in math. And then you can, depending upon your discipline, those are how you can just select out those materials that are just, in this case, animations. If you want more of the, I'll call it the games, that's when you're going to want to look for simulations, as Maria put in the, right? And so here you can say, oh, I just want to look for simulations. And then the same thing, you may say, what are the simulations that I want to have in business? All right. And then that allows you to narrow down by your discipline. And then if you say, I'm teaching accounting, again, it helps you narrow down those materials. And then here's a business calculator, and I can go to see that. It goes off, and now here's a business calculator that the students can play around with. Okay, was that helpful in sharing how you can narrow down to the types of materials that you want?
Thank you a lot, Jerry. It's wonderful.
Okay, so the key aspect here, oh, looks like screen share stopped. Okay, one sec. The key aspect of often in searching Merlot is thinking, what are the topic areas and the types of materials that you're looking for in order for you to meet your own educational needs that you have. All right, so let's go back to, hang on one sec. All right, let's just do this. Okay. All right. So the next thing I'm going to, so Merlot, if you want to think about Merlot, is more of the academic area, and now we're going to work into the workforce development areas. So Skills Commons is the other website, and like Merlot, there's keyword search, and you can explore, browse the collections, things along those lines. And while Merlot is a grassroots organization where people around the world are sharing what they have found useful for teaching and learning, Skills Commons was funded by the U.S. Department of Labor with almost $2 billion purposefully to develop and accelerate the effectiveness of career and technical education, to make sure the skills that they're learning in these programs are aligned with the jobs that they can get. And how do you teach these skills so that the students can really learn them more effectively? And one of the aspects also that we have, it's not only how do you help the students in career and technical education learn more effectively, but we've also put together, many times you have experts in the subject matter, that experts in welding, experts in managing your industrial maintenance of the equipment that you have, experts in HVAC, experts in plumbing, experts in construction, whatever those are. And so they know how to do the work, but what they can benefit from is, how do I teach others my expertise? And so we also have modules, and again, I'll show you some of these too as well, that from a faculty development side, that some simple lessons that can help your experience teaching students become more successful. So those are the other things that we have. And now what I do is just highlight some of the materials. These are some of the topic areas that you identified as resources that can be helpful. And here, this is an example of wind energy, of materials that was created that's in Skills Commons, and just all this information down here tells you a little bit about it. This was developed by the Illinois Green Economy Network career paths. Okay, and then here's some other information. What is it for? But what I'll show you here is some of the material that we have here has been uploaded into an open learning management platform, and once you enroll in it, you can go to this course and explore it. And so here I'll just give you an example. We'll go to some lessons that are available about wind energy, and I can go to Unit 1. All right, and I can look at an introduction. It gives me some information, and then I can say, oh, let me see if I can learn a little bit about wind. And here's something, a file that I can open up. And so here's materials.
I think,
that are on.
Jerry, I think the screen is not being shared.
Oh, the screen is not shared again.
It shows the wind energy, the PPT slide.
Okay, all right, hang on, let me see. What it looks like, let me do this, stop sharing, and let me get hang on one second. Thank you for your patience. And why isn't this one sharing? Let's try now.
And just as a little side note, we'll be sure to share this PowerPoint with you all. And the links within the PowerPoint are live, so it'll take you directly to those scenarios that Jerry's referring to.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So let me just back up. So the link that I clicked on goes to Skills Commons website that has organized materials in the form of a course. So you can, if you want to look at what the syllabus might be, so here's that information. Here's what they teach in that course, and then if you want to look at the syllabus, they actually have it uploaded here, and so you have free access to the introduction to wind energy. So you can organize your materials around that. So now you can see here in Skills Commons, what we have here are the actual resources themselves for you to use, okay? And then just, because it has a Creative Commons license, you then can download it, you can edit it, you can use it to teach your students the way you would want. So let's say I'm interested in airfoils. Okay, so here's just the general description here, and here's some, I'll just look at module 2. And so here are materials that are available for you that provide you. There's a quiz here, there's a lesson checkup, there's glossary, and so what I'm just trying to show you here is Skills Commons has materials that of resources that are freely available. In this case, when you have to log in, but you don't have to pay anything. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful to give that use of Skills Commons. And let me, since we're still on, we're on Chrome here. And what I'm just going to show you here is the way to explore what's in Skills Commons. Here's a visual representation of the what's in the entire collection. So the blue here is if you want to know about manufacturing and you have an interest in fabricated metal production, you kind of roll your cursor over the topic area that you want, and then you'll simply click on that. And now here are the materials related to fabricated metal manufacturing. So you can find those materials there. I just wanted to give you that element. If you're interested in healthcare, you're interested in IT, education, mining, quarrying, oil, agriculture, right? And even though this looks like there's a small proportion, there's 339 materials related to agriculture, forestry, fishing, and hunting. Construction, 300 materials there too. So hopefully just to give you that quick overview there. And now what I'm going to do too is let's go back to the PowerPoint, because Maria has put together a number of materials that are targeted of some of the topic areas that that you expressed interest in. So in welding, we have those two as well, and I'll just highlight some of these. In healthcare, again, samples, and particularly we were asking about simulations. So these are examples of simulations, and I think right now you're not able to see because we switched. So let me go back and get to that. So by clicking on the here are simulations that on different elements related to, and let's just say acid-base balance, just to show you what that looks like. And so you can, these are things you can log in as a guest. Again, it's free for you to use. And now here is a course that allows you to look at more materials. And so now it's loading up this, and so here we go. Okay, and you can go around. What are the objectives?
Jerry, can I just add something to this conversation?
Of course, of course.
So these particular pieces were built because students were experiencing some significant barriers around particular math skills, particular skills within healthcare and entry-level positions. And a lot of them had to do with math. And so these units, these tutorials, interactive tutorials, were built in order to help upskill students so they could be successful in those courses, and they can go back and revisit them at any given time, so it's there for them at their as they need them, as it comes up in other classes later.
Great. Yeah, and just Maria has done just wonderful work in organizing in the area of healthcare as well as other areas. So as a resource to help you identify materials that might be most relevant for the courses that you're trying to teach, Skills Commons, yes, it's a material, it's a collection of materials, but our knowledge of the collection, strategies for teaching, and how do you address the needs of your students is a lot of knowledge and expertise that we're happy to share too as well. All right, so hopefully we have materials about IT, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump online in just a second to show you these resources, but I just wanted to give you an overview of the types of material that we have available here too as well. Okay, all right, so now let's just, so what just, what I need to do, the reason that, this isn't sharing the desktop, so I have to just go back between the different applications here. So let's just go one sec. So how about, would you like to see, let's just, I was showing an example here of in engineering. So you can see here are materials that are available in engineering, and if you say, oh, here's some, what are all the materials that might be related to this course, and what has Colorado put together here? Here's a lot of, oops, sorry. So here's a lot of materials that you might search for one thing. Let me just hang on, sorry that. You might search, put in a keyword, and then you find materials, excuse me, that are that you like, and then you can say, what are all the other materials that this organization put together? Because you might use other resources there, and just I'm in my home right now, and it looks like we're just, here we go. It was just a little slow. So so
Jerry, I think we are stuck in the PPT. You're not able to see that.
Oh, you're still stuck there? Okay. All right. Thanks. Let me try this. All right. Here we go. Okay. So what I'm showing you here, I clicked on the, let's see if I could just do the, no, wrong way. There we go. So, I clicked on the Intro to Pro Engineer Basics, and then what you can say is, I like this. This might be something I like. Now, Colorado helps advance manufacturing programs called CHAMP. Well, what else did they do? So what you can do is you can simply, click on all those materials that have been produced by that organization. And, I keep on hitting, one sec, let me just go back here. Let's try one more time. Here we go. And sorry, I'm just at home, and it's just, so here I can go to look at all the materials that are available, and just to give you a sense of how much materials are here. So here are all the materials, whether it's inspection, as I'm just reading through some of the topics, milling operations, machine shop safety, multi-ask lathe programming. So here are all these materials that are available for you, and if you like them, you click on it, and now here's a map for what that course might be in access mill operations. I click on that, I open it up, and here's a Word document that gives me the course map on how I might want to teach that topic area. So just trying to give you a sense again of the range of materials that can help you plan not only the topics of the course, but then you also have access to you can also download this here. This is 30 megabytes of zip files that you then can use and edit for your purposes. Okay, questions that people have? Let me just go to chat.
Jerry, we have there have been a number of questions in the chat, and I've been feeding them collections and links to those collections. We had one question earlier about uploading their own materials. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Sure. All right, so Skills Commons, stores a lot of things, but if you have an interest in contributing, and I think this is something, what we're exploring here is, a collaboration between Vikrant and Skills Commons, and one of the services that we can provide you is the repository service for you to store your materials within Skills Commons. And just as I showed you how, there was a whole section of all the CHAMP materials, we actually can create a whole section for Vikrant to put all your materials in that area. And we have a simple process. First, we just ask, there's an application, and it basically asks you to provide us with some information about who the lead contact is, what's your organization, what's your industry sector that's important for you, and what type of materials that you have. And you let us know, and then that helps us, in a sense, set up the shelves in the library for you to, the digital shelves in the library to help you store your materials. Now, the other, and I think, useful aspect is we give you information about how to prepare your materials so other people can use it, from issues around how do you ensure that it's available for people with disabilities, how do you put licensing on it, Creative Commons licensing. If you're using a learning management system, let's say if you're using Moodle, how do you export those materials from Moodle, and then you can store it up in here. So we give you lots of guidelines and support to help you be successful in preparing your materials to upload. And then how do you upload it? We give you the tools to do that, and then check to make sure everything's working right. All right. So that's one of the services that Skills Commons provides, by actually providing you a repository for your materials to allow you to share among your colleagues and other people too as well. Because again, Skills Commons is open for all. Okay, anything else, Maria, that you want me to highlight there about?
No, no, they've been asking about a number of different categories, and I think we've covered them either in the PowerPoint or I've sent them the link. So I think you're okay to go on.
Okay. All right. So let me just, all right. All right. And I just want to make sure you were able to see the slides of me sharing how the form on contributing and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I was, I'm on the right application share here. And so now I'm going to pop back to the PowerPoint. Yep. Sorry. Hang on. Okay. So do you see the PowerPoint now?
Yes, we have it.
Okay, great. All right. So what we're going to highlight here are examples of what are the different type of services we provide our partners. And one of them we've already talked about is we can provide that repository service. We have we also create curated collections. So one of the examples is we've worked in Ohio as one of our states, and they have a manufacturing association, and all these businesses were saying, this looks like wonderful resources, but we need to create a library that's just our stuff to make it easy for people to find these things. So we can create websites that are specific to an industry sector. And so we've done something in New Hampshire for information technology, computer science. So those are some of the tools that we have there. And what I'm going to do next is go back to the website. And in our partner with us, just to show you that if you want to explore what are the different things that that we can do to support your efforts. Again, we can create, you can add to Skills Commons. We can also create repositories. This is examples of customized websites for you. One of the other areas that we work on is supporting apprenticeship programs. That many times in the area of workforce development, it's really important to provide kind of the guided expertise. And now when you're in COVID in different areas where you can't be online, you can't be face-to-face in crowded situations, how can you still learn the skill set that you might need to be an electrician? So one of the things we've put together here for you is what are some online materials that can help you learn around electrical control systems. So here's again an online resource that is free for you to use, and you can check it out. Just click on the preview. And again, now it opens up to an online open course on electrical control systems. And so we've tried to think about how do you support the apprenticeship process when you can't have the online area. And so we have the different topics. We talked about healthcare. So you can see some examples of the different type of online resources that could be useful in supporting healthcare apprenticeship programs. Okay.
Jerry,
right.
if you could share about how to train the faculties for online teaching.
Got it. Okay, so let's. All right, so let's just go here. Okay. Oh, here, let me go here. You know what I'll do? I think, Maria, I'll do the Jumpstart. Let me do that first, and then I'll go to the other portal.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And Jerry, we've got someone asking about how to join an editorial board. So if you want to weave that into the conversation, or if we're running out of time, which it is, we are at the top of the hour, we can get back to the group with ideas about how to better do that.
Okay, great. So what we're going to show you here is one of the challenges that particularly in career and technical education, you have people who are experts in their jobs, but what are some how do I teach effectively my expertise? So we've created these modules, simple things we call Jumpstart to Successful Instruction. And this, I think it's not only teaching online, really is about, you also have to say, how do I teach effectively in the first place? So we provided these are kind of 20 to 30-minute modules that help a content experts, oh, sorry, wrong thing, hang on, clicked on the wrong one, to help them, in this case, I'm just pulling this one up. This is about defining student expectations for online competencies, right? Or if I, how do I connect the learning objectives? How do I create course climate? What do I do on the first day of class? And so these are all materials that help someone who's, in a sense, new to teaching, have access to these materials, and you can download all these resources and use those. So that's one aspect about the online teaching and learning. Particularly when it comes to teaching online, let me just go here. This is our online teaching and learning website. So how do I teach online? And let me show you this. Here's a free, the Online Learning Consortium that we work with has created a free, they call it playbook. You can download this that gives you all the guidelines. So you just put in your email, say I'm not a robot, and it'll download for you. So it's a whole book of guidelines that help you do that. And the other thing we put together here is we've also have a material that if you want to, this is a set of designing and teaching online, a free little course that walks me through some of the what do I need to think about, what are my learning objectives, and I can simply page through how do I get started with this course, in teaching and learning online. Let me just go back and give you a, so this first one is around addressing student readiness for learning online. So how do you talk with your students about how they have to prepare to teach, how they have to prepare to learn online? And so I can simply help them understand what are the effectives of good online learners, what are the skills that they need to be successful. So it gives you these type of resources to help you think about how you need to teach online as well. And so these modules have been used by faculty, that have been created by faculty and used to help them build community on online. So here's, again, simple modules to help you teach and learn online. And it's not only we have one example, and if you don't like that, we have another one. Again, a similar approach to help you provide information about using online tools, building communication, things along those lines. So it's kind of hopefully a quick overview, but realizing that Skills Commons has a variety of materials from content for teaching a discipline to strategies for how to teach online. So I hope that was helpful to highlight some of those resources for you.
Excellent. I mean, we covered almost everything. Thank you so much.
There's a lot.
I just want to tell a few things before we wind up, because we were short by time, about 5 minutes. We definitely like to partner with Skills Commons and MERLOT. And it's been nice to hear that MERLOT is good for the academics, for preparing our delivery materials for students. And Skills Commons is specifically interested, we are interested, the reason is to make our students employable. So one of the
Right.
important thing is to make them employable. And some of these thoughts came by from my own experience when I was teaching, where students would say, I have no exposure in this. So for example, wind energy, you showed us how we can use a material and teach the students on a specific area. And similarly for welding, and similarly for healthcare, because we have nursing. So it's pretty nice, and we are recognized partners of National Skill Development (NSDC), which you mentioned in the beginning. We are the partners of NSDC, so this is very much in line with what we are doing, and we look forward for a very healthy and strong partnership.
Great. Well, thank you. And I'll just, my motto is give a gift and not a burden. And I think what the next step is going to learn more about what your needs are and what your goals are, so we can figure out, of all these resources, what would be the gift that would enable you to be successful. Because our job is to enable you to be successful, right? And so understanding your needs can help us figure out how we may want to create a specific portal for, it could be even for your students. What are some, pull out all the game and type things and let them have a, the playground for learning, right? And so we can highlight those. Or what might be professional development programs with your faculty. We can do webinars online and pull up materials and kind of do exercises with them to help them say, oh, okay, and work as a community people to learn from one another. So I'll just say there's a broad range of services we can provide. And again, understanding what your goals are is important, so we can make sure we get you to what you want to achieve.
If I request Garima ma'am or anyone has a specific question before we wind up. Anyone has any question? Well, that's fine. Thank you so much. So we, you have a minute, ma'am, you have a question? You have to unmute.
I have, are you speaking to me? I have no.
No, I'm talking about with my faculty.
Okay.
So actually we have asked questions on chat window and we got all the answers from ma'am.
Okay. No, I mean, apart from all that, before we wind up, you have any queries or any questions specifically?
Yes, sir. I want to ask one questions. Good evening, everyone. Sir, very valuable information is being shared by sir and ma'am. But still, I want to know that specialized skilled areas for nursing, as it is a very wide prospect and it is a global practices. So specified practices, especially for the nursing, other than medical.
All right, so let me do something real quick.
Or if they are out of time, we can put together that collection.
Yep. And here I'll just say, in MERLOT, in particular, if simply typing in nursing, we have many resources related to nursing that are that you can really in all different areas within nursing and in health science. So in particular, so now what I'm just highlighting here is so on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see we go from audiology, ENT, gastroenterology, neurology, pathology, rheumatology. So we have a lot of materials related to health science. And then when you're looking in particular in nursing, we have a pretty good collection of almost 1,000 materials in nursing here too. So I agree, nursing is a critical skill area, and we have an editorial board in nursing too as well, that in health sciences, that are just focused specifically on all the health sciences. So you can explore that too in MERLOT, that provides you what's new that just came in, what are the journals that are out there, and even from Twitter and the web, what's new out there in nursing.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jerry. It was a wonderful presentation. It was we are flooded with knowledge and skills from all the aspects of academics and skill, particularly for the industry as well, from Skills Commons. And thank you, Maria, for your timely help and sharing us the links. And we look forward for the next meeting where we look forward for the partnership and we ready to go ahead.
Great. Thank you so much, and have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.